Our next question is from Steve in Lehigh Acres. Steve says, a debt collector is calling my neighbors about debt that I owe and asks them questions about me. Are they allowed to do that? That is a great question. The short answer is an emphatic no. Let's talk about two important consumer protection statutes that I deal with on a daily basis, the FCCPA and the FDCPA. And those are shorthand for the Florida Consumer Collection Practices Act and the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Now, the first one, the Florida statute, is state law that prohibits certain conduct in the collection of debts. The FCCPA makes it illegal for anyone collecting a debt in the state of Florida to do a whole bunch of things. And some of those things are pretending to be an attorney when they talk to you, threatening force or violence to coerce you into paying them, using profane or abusive language when talking to you or your family, calling so frequently that it can be considered harassment, communicating with you when they know you are represented by an attorney with respect to that debt they're trying to collect, and attempting to enforce a debt that they know cannot legally be enforced for whatever reason. Now, the FCCPA also makes it illegal to disclose to a person other than the debtor or his family information affecting the debtor's reputation if there is no legitimate business need for that information or if the information is false. So, Steve, under the FCCPA, it depends what the debt collector is saying to your neighbors when they call. They may be in violation of the Florida statute if they're telling your neighbors that you're a no-good bum who doesn't honor his debts or something along those lines. So I would ask your neighbors to record on a piece of paper what exactly the debt collector is saying to them. If it affects your reputation or it's outright false, it's lawsuit time. You might even have a defamation claim depending on what they're saying. So I would ask your neighbors to get you that information. Now, under the FCCPA's federal cousin, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, or the FDCPA, doesn't matter what the debt collector says to your neighbor. A debt collector is prohibited under the FDCPA from communicating with any third party about your debt unless you give consent to the debt collector to do so. So you might have a much better case under the federal statute, but you may still be able to sue under both theories. Again, I would find out exactly what is being said to your neighbors by this debt collector and then see an attorney for the best course of action.